France and England to the start of this fourth and final quarterfinal here at the Fortune Heights Snow Polo World Cup 2014. Tara Lee will be introducing the players and our umpires for this quarterfinal match. Again, unlike traditional polo, 3 players instead of 4, and then number 1 for England is Max Rutledge. Playing at the number 2 position, Jack Richardson. And at number 3, Max Charlton. The Max being the higher handicap player of the 3 at 6 goals. And for France at number 1, Clement Delfos. Playing in the number 2 position, just that recent interview, Pierre-Henri Ngomo. And last but not least, number 3, Rio Regal. And both Ngomo and Regal at 5 goals handicap. And our umpires for today's match, JJ Diaz-Alberdi and Nicholas Scorticini, with Steve Evans now leaving the field, becoming the third eye from above in the referee position.
I don't think either team could, you've got the England and France there on your screen, but I don't think either team can complain about bias here. We've got 2 Argentine umpires.
As you saw on our screen, a balmy 0 degrees Celsius here at TNZ. Again, it is snow polo. We do need colder temperatures to maintain the state of the field. Now, we have played 1 quarterfinal, so the field does have a few divots. They may not get a consistent roll on the ball.
I've got to say, they have done a lot of things right here at the Metropolitan Club. Oh, that was a beautiful big hit, but it's gone out over the boards with only 5 seconds on the clock gone.
And that ball actually went over our head this time.
Up onto the top of the marquee. That was like a 6 and out. And ball being thrown in again, bridle, a mallet, I should say, caught in the bridle there of Delfos, the number 1 for France. But now Rigaud with the white helmet, a very strong competitor, Rigaud. Now Delfos trying to appeal for his line there and the ball. Now Nagumu coming through, near side play there by Charlton, and the whistle has not been blown, so the players will still continue on now with Rigaud appealing for the ball there, but he was very well ridden out of it by Rutledge, who took the man, then the ball. Now going back is Charlton, Max Charlton for England, backs it across. Back there is Rigaud, playing very deep at number 3. No one coming up the line, so he can turn it, get himself back over halfway now. France in the attacking half. First one coming down the line is, yeah, he couldn't go in there, Delfos. So Max Rutledge saw the ball sitting up and rode the line, and you'll see here. So this is Rigaud, leaves this one behind, and Max Rutledge coming down the line, and Delfos just couldn't go in there and take that. He had to let Max play that ball. And as such, it will be a penalty to England, the first penalty of the game.
Very early on, it looks like Pierre-Henri Ngomo was going to be looking to take Max Rutledge out of play in that last sequence. Just riding him out of the action.
Jack Richardson, lovely big shot there up into the air now. Gets a very good bounce, but the ball just pulls up short there for Rigaud. Rigaud backs it. Great little away shot. Delfos running onto it. He's going to have to go near side, appeals for the line. But Jack Richardson got there first and then did a lovely back shot across, an away shot into the far corner of the field. Rigaud turning the ball there, and Charlton appealing for the foul, but it not coming. And now here he is, Nagumu, the number 2 for France. Keeps the ball on his stick side now. Big hook there by Charlton, but it's very well read by Delfos, the number 1 for France. Now France over the advantage line, and Rigaud has nobody on him. He takes the ball forward, but he's going to have to continue riding that line. And Max Charlton gets enough onto it to stop Rigaud, and then Rutledge then backs a beautiful ball to Jack Richardson, and he was away, but he couldn't do much about it because he hit the ball out over the boards, which was not what he wanted. So ball gets thrown in now by Scorticini, umpire Scorticini. Now big swing there by Charlton. Now Rigaud claiming the line. Jack Richardson, seeing that he's checked up, rides forward, takes the ball, and there is no whistle now. Delphos hits it, leaves it for Rigaud, but it hits the pony's leg. Now Delphos is going to have to take it himself. Hard ridden by Rutledge. Delphos is going to use the wall to his advantage, but he gets ridden out of by Rutledge. Very strong riding by Rutledge. Now back shot by Rigaud into the crowd again, and that'll keep them on their toes.
Paul spending a lot of time in the crowd, so looked like Clement Delphos was having a little problem with his pony. It went down on its hind legs.
Quick little burnout there by the pony, but all good in the soft snow. So now Rigaud back again. Rutledge flying down the line there, trying, and look, lovely pick up there by Jack Richardson. Great stick work there by Richardson. Good approach shot. It's in the strike zone now for England. First one coming down the line is Delphos, and Delphos appealing for the foul. Rutledge only had the near side play really, and now Delphos backs it, but because it's a little bit deeper snow in the corner, the ball pulls up short. You can only see really half the ball there, so the French players, Ngumu, just controlling it here, just trying to get it out of the divots, and but at the same time trying to get it out of their defensive half and get that ball up over the advantage line of halfway. Now Ngumu can't pull the pony up, checks back onto the line. Jack Richardson now looking over his shoulder for Delphos, who's coming in to ride him out. One of the kids jumps off their seat in the grandstand. They thought the horses were coming over the fence, and now it is Rutledge for England, going for the back shot, looking for a big tail shot across the field, and it's read very well by Delphos, the #1 for France. He keeps the dream alive. Look at this. Great time, great opportunity here for Delphos. He's going to run it through for France, and he is pumped. Did you see him there?
He is elated.
He is pumped. So,
and Delphos, that pony, having a lot of trouble with its footwork there. It's about to go down again.
yeah, you see he does a little bit of a skip and a slide there, but then Delphos keeps his head, keeps it level, and puts the ball through. That was a very good goal for the #1 for France, and it's now France 1-0, and England hitting in off the back line now with a quick play of the ball by the UK team, and it looks like it's Charlton now taking it near side into some space, but he can't get back there. Delphos again, lovely back shot by the man of the moment, but it's been very well read by Rutledge for England. Rutledge backs it. Rigaud looking for a lucky bounce there, didn't get it. Appeals for the line there, probably a little bit unlucky not to get that one, but he's going on to the next play now. It is Rigaud backing it out of the deep snow. Now turned there by Ngumu. He's clear. France are clear. They've still got to get past Rutledge, though. He's sending Delphos up. He's saying, go, go, go. But it is going to be Rutledge who gets there first now. Big back shot there, and Delphos really had to run. He really had to motor there and give Ngumu something to hit to, but at the same time I think he was trying to stay within range. He didn't want to get too far away with this ball, you know, only going 60 or 50 yards on a big hit. So he was trying to keep in range, and Max Rutledge then got the ball back for England. Now it's going to be Jack Richardson.
Looks like they're appealing for a foul against Clement Delphos.
The penalty has been blown. The whistle's been blown. There's probably an argument here to say he was ridden in there by Rutledge, but it looks like the umpires have agreed with England, and it'll be a penalty to England to equalise there about 10 yards out from the goal mouth.
Just at the bell for 30 seconds in this first chukker. England looking to equalise against France. Lots of action against the boards on the near side, with the audience up close and personal.
That's what they came for. They came for the action, Tory.
England has equalized at 1 apiece. France to bring this ball in with just 17 seconds and counting in this first chukker. Now
France hitting it up to get up to halfway. Oh, big mistake there by Jack Richardson. Rare mistake. Ngumu was onto it, but now it's Rigaud. Rigaud now, lovely approach shot, and looks like they're going to run out of time. And at the end of the first, it's 1-1 in the one.
All equal here. All equal. Both teams making an impression on one another. Some fast play, actually.
Good play.
Very fast
good polo.
play. Again, you're looking at 1-1, England-France, in this final quarterfinal at the Fortune Heights Snow Polo World Cup. And welcome back to Tianjin, China. I'm Tori Dorsey with Adam Buchert. We're at the quarterfinal stage of the Fortune Heights Snow Polo World Cup. France versus England after one chukker. It's all 1 apiece. with everything to play for. A final place in the semi-finals to join Hong Kong, China, Brazil, and more recently this morning after a unfortunate penalty shootout, Chile. Well, unfortunate for New Zealand,
Exactly,
that is.
yeah, I was going to say very fortunate for Chile, but so it's now England deep in their half, and Nagumu on the grey horse there. Backs it now for France, straight up the line. There's plenty of English players there. Rigaud's got to weave his way through them, and now that'll be Jack Richardson just leaving that one behind as Nagumu for France takes the other option, heads back towards the centre of the field now. Uses his teammate as a block on Jack Richardson to get around him, and the ball now sitting up there for Rigaud. On Rigaud now taking the ball forward now for France. He's in the strike zone. Can he put it through? But he's got to get through a lot of English players for that now. Charlton waits for it, and he's looking. Looks like the whistle's gone. Umpire saying he had no play there, and it'll go back.
It's a big hit from Charlton, taking that ball beyond midfield. Looks like there is some discussion amongst the umpires. Here we have another look at the action there.
So I think Nagumu's got that line there, and Max Charlton didn't move him off the line and just strolled across in front and took the ball, and that's where the penalty lies. So it'll be a penalty to France, and they're well within strike range here to increase their lead if they can hit this one cleanly.
France again lining up this penalty.
I have to say, Tori, when it's 0 degrees out here, here we go. Penalty time for Rigaud. He hits it. Will it run out of legs as well? It has. He's read the same textbook as Sam Hopkinson.
So what is the scenario there actually during live play? He can't make a second
No, he can't make a second shot there. And the whistle goes, and it'll be a spot to England.
And we just hope that that doesn't come back to haunt him later in this quarterfinal.
In grass polo, they will bring that out 5 yards from the goal mouth there to give the hitting player a little bit of space. But because it's a smaller field, they'll just get a spot there where the ball stops. And now Rigaud trying to make amends for that penalty, but it's gone wide to the left. And it'll be now England hitting in from the back. Jack Richardson, the number 2 for the UK team, hits it cleanly, but there is Nagumu, who is loose. Now Rigaud backs it towards the goal mouth. This is a lovely approach shot. If France can get back to it first, it'll be on now. Big ride-off here by Delfosse. Big ride-off by Delfosse, but Charlton got there first and backed it towards the boards. Now another big ride-off by Rutledge. Takes it Nagumu to the boards there. Now Rutledge again, belly shot through underneath his and Nagumu's pony. Back shot there by Rigaud. I think it may have come off the helmet of Jack Richardson of England. Now it's going to be England trying to keep the ball alive, and the umpire appealing for Max Rutledge leaning across to get that ball.
Very physical at this stage. Both teams really
exactly now
tough on the ride off. Yep. And you can just see he crossed in front of Gumu's pony there.
Very dangerous. Can bring down a horse if the mallet gets caught between the legs of the opposing player's horse. Good little play there by Charlton, but then read very well by Delfosse for the French team. Now Delfosse absorbs the hook there of Richardson, now keeps the ball alive, runs it up the boards on the near side. Delfosse, the number 1 for France, bringing it along, but it's now way in the left-hand corner here. Oh, lovely little play by Rigaud. Now he turns the ball around Jack Richardson, but the deeper snow just pulling the ball up there. Will Nagumu take it around the front? Looks that way. Gets turned a little bit, but the hindquarters moving as Max Charlton moved rode his pony in onto the line, and the ball now being left to sit there for Jack Richardson to take one shot. Jack Richardson now unloads it, but I think it's come off Rigaud's pony, so Rigaud on the attack goes for a beautiful neck shot, but it gets too much angle. The wind gets hold of it and it curls around to the left, so it's now Richardson going back in defence, and he'll hit it into the grandstand yet again for the 3rd time today. It has gone into the crowd, the Chinese crowd. The kids love it. They get to have a feel of the ball and sometimes throw it in. So the ball now coming out in favour of England, but Charlton's shot, just the back shot there, just going into a horse now. Max Rutledge puts the big ride off onto Nagumu. The ball sits up there nicely, but there's no French people down there in attack, and so it'll be Rutledge taking it around up to the boards now. Nagumu probably a little bit soft at the moment. They need him to lift the French team. Now, first one onto that lovely back shot there by Delfosse, and running onto it was Rigaud. He was in the right spot, but the ball beat him and went out over the back line. So
the French team looking far more cohesive than the English at this stage.
They look cohesive, but it's Nagumu he's in everything, but he's getting beaten to these ride-offs by the physicality of like if Max Rutledge gets onto him, he's beating him nearly 60–70% of the time. So it's not good for France. So now Charlton, good play. Charlton hasn't been able to get a great hit away. Every hit he's done up till now has been into a horse or he's had a bad bounce. So he's been very unlucky. And now, great shot by Rutledge onto the stick of Richardson, who then opens the shoulders and goes for the big cut shot. Doesn't get it exactly where he wants, but it's not a bad position there. And it is goal time for Max Charlton. So again, you watch this play here. So there's Nagumu. He's watched Rigaud there. Now Richardson, he's pointed to the inside of the field. Nagumu's still there without a man. He's floating behind. He's not taking the man, and they're a lovely approach shot, which is finished off beautifully by Max Charlton. So good polo by England, and the French team can't afford to watch here. They really need to be hard on the man, and when they take the man, they've got to make it count. So Briac Rigaud now, near side, sitting up, staying in the field of play. Lovely back shot by Richardson. Can Charlton get to it? He can, but he's hooked out of it beautifully. Here goes Delfosse with plenty of time. French team running it in, and it's a goal.
It looked like Jack Richardson was appealing for a foul.
He was, but the umpires were shaking their head.
And there was nothing there to be seen.
Lovely little back shot here. Now you watch. The ball's come off the pony and it's heading towards the goal mouth. Jack Richardson had no play there, and that was a very good goal for France. So 30 seconds left on the clock, and now let's see. This is here. He had plenty of time. He collected his thoughts and ran the ball through. Great goal there for France. And now it's France on the attack again, and they're all tied up. Will Rigaud get it through?
But the horn had blown.
The horn had gone.
There was no doubt about that. The horn had blown before that ball crossed.
Lovely goal for France, but it was after the hooter, so unfortunate and very fortunate for England.
So England and France playing to a 2-2 tie at the end of two chukkers. We'll take a short break and return to Tianjin, China. And welcome back to the Fortune Heights Snow Polo World Cup 2014. We're at the Metropolitan Polo Club in Tianjin, China. I'm Tori Dorsey with Adam Buchert. We're at the fourth and final quarterfinal of this 16-goal tournament. England facing France. We're at 2 apiece. Just starting the third chukka. Hong Kong, China, Brazil, and Chile through to the semifinals. This game will determine our fourth and final semifinalist.
That's right, Tori, and 3 great games earlier in the quarterfinals, and this one is no different. It's a great tussle at the moment for the 4th spot in the semi-finals, and now it's England on the attack now. Rigaud shutting the back door, the number 3 for France. Lovely little cut shot, but none of the French players read it. The man that did read it was Jack Richardson, who was onto that very quickly. Ball that he's backed has come off the legs of another pony now. Nagumu for France. Pulled out of that one. I thought he might have got a foul there, but Rigaud backs it. But this looks like it'll be goal time for England, and it's Max Charlton running that one through for the English, the number 3. And he has... So we've got Jack Richardson creates the line here, gets through the traffic, does the work. Rigaud backs it, gets enough onto it, but the first man there is Charlton, who keeps a cool head and pushes that one through. So it's now England 3-2, and it's France on the attack, and that's Delfosse for France. running it up into the far corner now. Jack Richardson just looking at the man before he takes the ball. Delphos gets enough onto that to leave it behind for his French teammates, but the first people to get back onto it is Jack Richardson. He has had a very good game so far. Now Ngumu backs it across the face of the goal mouth. First one there is Max Charlton for England, the number 3. He hits it, but not cleanly enough. So Rigaud gets it, he's going to take it around the front, but then he comes back once he sees Delphos is behind him, and then Delphos tries to clear a path there for him, and the umpire's saying that he needs to be allowed to play that ball. He goes forward, he's ridden out of it, and Max Charlton, Rutledge clears the shot. Rutledge with the green helmet now, and it'll be Ngumu backing it for France now. Lovely little play there that doesn't quite work for Richardson, but a big back shot there by Max Charlton. Richardson looking to turn onto it, but Rutledge very tough on his man, doing a lot of work on the man, Rutledge, and the score is telling the tale. So Ngumu going back now and backing it again. Probably not a bad role for Ngumu to be sitting deep and being, because he's not playing all that physical, and umpire saying that you turned the ball in front of the player who was running down the line, and Rigaud not happy.
See Clement Delphos and Max Rutledge really having a tussle.
Yeah, very physical, Max Rutledge, and see there, if Jack Richardson had been taken out of it by one of the French players, that turning the ball was fine, but because Jack Richardson was free and coming down the line, he was not allowed to turn that ball. So
at this stage, France really needs to man up, as you say, otherwise this game is going to get away from them, because at the moment the momentum has definitely swung towards the English team.
Exactly, and I think Alan Kent, the coach for the English at the half-time break there, would have been saying, come on boys, toughen up, you've got to be harder on the man and create, because what's happening here is if the ball is a little bit, if the surface is a little bit choppy, if you can take the man decisively and really dominate your opposing player, the ball will pop up on your stick side. It'll be sitting there for you to go and make those plays. And you know, if you're in your attacking half, anything can happen.
Indeed. So England with a penalty here. 3:48 into the third chukker to take a 4-2 lead. It is defended.
Oh,
looks like
gone
it's
wide.
just gone wide.
It's gone wide.
So Max Charlton wide with his penalty shot. France now with possession. You have to see a replay of that penalty shot, just curved to the left.
Anyway, France breathing a sigh of relief. Ngumu hits it, but it gets a deflection off Rigaud's pony, and now back shot for Max Charlton to Max Charlton off from Max Rutledge. Ngumu appealing for the foul there. Ngumu has to do more here to really claim his man. He can't just sit next to him. He actually has to force his man off the line. Now Delphos, lovely shot up the field. Great attacking play, but sitting back very deep is Max Rutledge for England. Now Delphos coming through, appealing for the foul there and getting it by the sounds of the whistle.
It does look like it's a penalty awarded to France here.
Be interesting to see where they place this ball, because he was close to the halfway when that it's probably still a fair way inside. So the umpires,
there's no hesitation in the decision by the umpires, pointing towards the English goal.
and the umpires not being persuaded by the enthusiasm of the French players. You'll see some of the French players will ride down to the position where they think the ball should be teed up, trying to encourage the umpires to agree with them, but the umpires stood firm at the halfway mark. The bit of blue paint you can see in the middle of the pitch there is the mark for halfway, and Rigaud to bring the ball down into his own attacking half, hits a lovely ball. If we've got some footage of that, but it's gone wide to the right. It had the distance.
It certainly had the distance to score, but
still spinning. But from side on, it looked like it was going very close.
So England will bring this ball back in, having crossed the boundary line. England again leading 3-2. Retaining possession here.
Jack Richardson hitting it cleanly up the field. First one onto that line will be Rigaud back in defence. Good shot by Rigaud, looking to find the boards, nearly gets to the boards. First one onto it is going to be Delphos, the number 1, being hard ridden again by Jack Richardson. And now Max Rutledge putting lots of pressure on Rigaud, and the umpire blowing a whistle.
And that must be a real challenge when you have a scrum like that, the ball against the boards, and 6 players claiming possession.
I'm just trying to work out what they've blown here.
They've called it actually on the English team, indeed. It looked like it couldn't tell if that was Max Charlton that came in just at the end there and joined the scrum.
Yeah, I don't think he should have hooked that player. I think they needed to let France have that next hit before they went and attempted the hook.
This is Rigaud now with a penalty shot, defended by the English team.
Looks good. Looks goal to France. So they've equalised.
So we're 3 apiece now.
3 apiece.
All equal.
So
another look at that penalty.
You see the curve on this one, but it curves through the goal, so it doesn't really matter. Look at that. Beautiful. He's been taking lessons from Tommy Biddle Jr. by the looks of that.
And the ball again out into the audience. Ball back into the crowd. I think that's about the 4th ball or 5th ball that's been hit into the audience.
Yep. Now ball's coming down the line of the boards. Delphos riding hard against Rutledge. Rigaud back in defence. Keeps the ball. Can turn that one because Max Charlton was taken out of it by Nagumu on the Palomino. Now Rigaud's been looking to hit. See, now this is what happens when you play with the ball in this softer surface. You have to hit, and this is why the whistle's blown. They're saying, Rigaud is saying, I couldn't hit it because it was too boggy and the surface was too rough. But they're saying, well, you've still got to hit the ball. You can't just play with it. So
keep tapping the ball.
Yeah, you just have one big hit.
And that was to your point earlier when I asked the question if he could just tap that straight to the goal mouth.
I think they probably got throw in here because if it was on a grass field, they would have blown him for tapping and there would have been a penalty. But because it's the snow and the surface is a bit rougher, they'll have a throw in. So.
And Rigaud there making an attempt on goal, but just going to the left of the post.
He's in everything, Rigaud. He's the man that he's giving everything here today. And Delphos is having a great chucker as well. Doing a very good job keeping Max Charlton neutralised, but now Rigaud backs it, gets a lucky bounce for Jack Richardson, who turns up the line and then leaves the ball because the French player was coming down the line, Delphos. Now it's Rigaud. He's going to take it around the front again on the little paint horse. Lovely big neck shot. Now who's going back in defence? It'll be Max Rutledge going back in defence with 30 seconds left on the clock. A lovely away shot through the traffic by Rutledge. Rigaud's going to have to try and play a big back shot there, but he couldn't because he was hard up against the boards. And now he'll try and bring that out. He's left it behind for Nagumu. They're running out of time. They've only got about 8 seconds left on the clock. Now Rigaud hits it cleanly. Delphos getting there. Who's going to be first onto the line? Whistle went.
So there was
Nagumu.
There was an appeal for a foul.
And there was a whistle, but I think they might have been just the whistle for the end of the chucker. I don't know if there was actually a foul there, but we're going to go to the end of the chucker break. 3 apiece. And we're back here at the Metropolitan Polo Club in Tianjin, China for the Fortune Heights Snow Polo World Cup 2014. I'm Adam Buchert, and I'm here with Tori Dorsey. And you can see one of the polo enthusiasts there, the young polo enthusiast, getting some practice in before this 4th and final chucker of our quarter-final game. That's a lot of finals, but it's now been thrown in, and it'll be Delphos for France taking it around. Near side play by Jack Rutledge. Now a big back shot there by Delphos. And who's turned onto it first? It'll be England now on the attack, inside their attacking half. Jack Richardson, but a lovely back shot there by Del Foss saves a certain goal, and the players will ride back to that ball sitting right next to the boards. First onto it is Rigaud for France. Briac Rigaud now on the near side using the wall as his protection, keeps it, but it looks like it's been back there now by Charlton. Charlton backs it on to Jack Richardson, who's being hard ridden by Del Foss, gets the back shot on it. Richardson's got nothing. Now the whistle has gone. Umpire's saying he didn't move him off the line, maybe. Or no, they're going to have a throw in. Yeah, it's gone out into the crowd, and they'll have a throw in here. So Del Foss, they're saying he couldn't go in there and play that, so it'll be a penalty to England, but good use of the boards there. So Jack Richardson with a big write-off by Del Foss. Now, Del Foss, because he couldn't move him off the line, he shouldn't have slipped forward there and played that across. And so it'll be now Jack Richardson for England to get the penalty from the spot where the penalty occurred. And he'll just go to the centre of the field and look to see if there's any advantage by using the players, his own players, as blockers or defence. And Jack Richardson now goes near side, then he hits it on the near side, but it's gone out over the back line. And it'll be a hit in for France. So it's France breathing a sigh of relief as Jack Richardson, you'll see here, he did a lot of work here, so he's hit it under the pony of Del Foss, then he's taken it near side, and he's just put a little bit too much onto it due to the pressure from Nagumu. Now it's Nagumu with the ball near side, heading up the boards again. Back shot there required by Max Charlton. Nagumu's got two of them all over him, and he's still coming up with the ball. Nagumu, great polo here now by the French. Nagumu, and he gets past Max Charlton. He's put a couple of lengths on him. Can he get the good approach shot that he needs? But Charlton reads it very well, but he doesn't do much with it. And now a big clearing shot required by Jack Richardson, and it wasn't really enough. So Briac Rigaud backs it towards the centre of the field now. Clement Del Foss appealing for the foul, doesn't get it, and it's Max Charlton heading up the boards with the ball now, and he's got a little bit of space. He's still got Nagumu on the inside, but he's left the ball behind. Back there now, settling them all down. Jack Richardson for England. England on the attack, right on the halfway mark now. He's got to get past Rigaud. Rigaud can't get in there. Nagumu gets a little bit on it, so it stays behind, but it's now England again cleaning up with Max Rutledge. The green helmet now. Max Rutledge taking the ball forward, trying to get past Del Foss. Rigaud going for the big hook. Does get the hook. Where's the ball? It's underneath a lot of legs. The whistle has gone.
Again, the ball lost amongst the scrum.
Yes, it was. Oh, I think he's been hit in the mouth with the mallet. Max Rutledge.
He's looking a bit distressed.
Not in a good shape. He's behind the goal mouth, and there's blood in the snow. He has copped a mallet in the mouth, and they're just looking to see if some teeth fell out there. I think they've called for the ambulance, and that's a lot of blood coming out. Max Rutledge there has been hit in the mouth with the mallet. Let's see who's the culprit. Some very graphic footage there by the cameraman. So this is Rutledge here with the ball. Oh, he's copped it there from Rigaud, and look, he's chucked his mallet and ridden straight for the sideline. So you watch here, you watch Rigaud come through. Rigaud comes there, and oh, he's copped. It's not the head of the mallet, luckily. It's the cane
shaft as he was bringing the mallet back up. He wasn't striking at the ball.
That's right. It's in the upswing after the shot, I think. So he's struck down, and then it's come back up there, and it's hit him. I think it's hit him sort of across the top lip. So let's hope nothing's broken in there and that he hasn't lost any teeth.
England does have a reserve player in Richard Lepore, and I'm sure that he'll be
on the sidelines. He'll have his whites on, and he'll be ready. You can see plenty of blood in the snow there. This is one of the earlier plays here. The good hook there by Nagumu on Max Charlton. But neither team giving an inch here. Look at this big away shot by Rigaud.
Very physical match between the French and English in this final quarter.
Look, Richard Lepore is their substitute. He is a very good player. Again, as we saw yesterday, it will take the substitute a little while to get used to the ponies. But he's up and he's walking. Will be interesting to see whether he wants to continue on or whether they want to bring the substitute in. He could just have a good cut. It may only be a fat lip or something like that. But time will tell.
Does look like he's
a bit dazed, isn't he?
Escorted off.
He's not in good order. So he might have a little bit of concussion there as well. So I doubt we'll be seeing him back on the field. I'd say that Richard Lepore, who will be a fantastic substitute. Richard Lepore is a very, very good polo player. So the English team is very strong. He'll go into the medical tent, and we'll see. I'm guessing Richard Lepore warming up and getting dressed to come out.
I don't think there was anything intentional about that incident.
No.
It shows you, again, the physicality and the aggressiveness and danger of this sport.
Well, the people came to see some action. We're getting plenty of action. We're getting plenty of physicality. We didn't come to see blood, but
here we're looking
it does make it very interesting. So,
looking at highlights.
Look at this Del Foss. This is a great goal by
yes.
Del Foss. He wove his magic through plenty of sticks and plenty of ponies' legs to get that ball out in front, and he put that one through. He was very pumped when that one went through.
That was the first goal of the game.
Yeah.
Very excited.
Max Charlton not so excited about that one. But it was very
there.
Clinical, Mr. Charlton. And
we'll see the French penalty that didn't quite make it over the goal mouth as well. I mean, we're at all equal at 3 apiece here. 3:44 remaining in the fourth chukker.
It's a great goal there too. So
again, highlights of the France-English match. Fortune Heights Snow Polo World Cup 2014 to determine our fourth and final semi-finalists. Hong Kong, China, Brazil, and Chile having advanced to the semi-final stage.
I tell you, the Tory, England didn't need this at all. I could really feel the momentum there. Even though the scores are tied up at 3 apiece, the momentum was going definitely with the English team at the time. Rigaud was doing a lot of work, and I was just wondering how long he could withstand the pressure, because he was covering all the time, running back, covering, and we now got some vision there of the medical tent just to see who will come out of the tent. Will it be Richard Lepore with his number 4 jumper on, or will Max Rutledge make the there's umpire Steve
Evans, yes.
Evans with the other third umpire. That's South Africa. And
we saw John Fisher
the
there
camera
from Hong Kong, China.
There's the officials up there with Izzy from the Metropolitan Polo Club. And on-field commentator from Australia, Ian McDewey. And now we have an interview with one of the Mexican, the team manager for Mexico. And I think that was going back to live to Mexico. Well, not live, but it was being recorded to be sent back to Mexico.
Such is the prominence of this tournament. Again, endorsed by the Federation of International Polo. And I've just received news. There's our colleagues.
Our colleagues, our Cantonese team. They're right next to us up here in the commentary box. That's Karen, Leo, and Elena, who you've probably seen on some of the... and there's us here. So that's us.
We've just received news as well that Max Rutledge will be replaced by Richard Lepore.
Yeah, that's terrible news for Max. But like I said, Richard Lepore is a very, very good player, and he's been in these situations before where he's had to fill in, and I'm sure he will.
And we've got Jack and Max Charlton coming back out onto the field. And Richard Lepore, again, 5 handicap player. You know, he's certainly talented and experienced player for England.
No slouch at all. The only thing that'll probably work against him is that he may not have had a lot of game time this tour. He hasn't had any game time this tournament on the snow, but he's a very good arena polo player in England. They play their ponies through the winter over there, and I'm sure he wouldn't have been on the plane over here if he wasn't the right man for the job. So
we saw when obviously we had a similar scenario with Mexico and Brazil, and you know, the Mexican player came out, and it did take him probably you know, half a chukker to warm up and settle down, but then by far he was very strong throughout the remaining match. Unlike this, where we're into the fourth chukker, we've got 3:44 remaining.
Yep.
Is there actually enough time for Richard Lepore to actually make an impact?
Well, this is the thing. I think he doesn't have the advantage that Diego Solzano had for Mexico yesterday, where he's got a couple of chukkers up his sleeve. He's got to go in and just try and win this from the get-go. And I think the safest play, I think Alan Kent will be in there now. He'll be saying, look, don't try and be too fancy with the ball here, Richard. All you need to do is take the man and keep, and they'll probably send him to
Rigaud,
the danger man, and say,
out.
look, if you can take Rigaud, that'll give us space, you know, for Richard, for Jack Richardson and Max Charlton to make the plays. But they only need really, you know.
And I think that is a smart play. If Lepore just takes Rigaud out, really, unfortunately, and Pierre-Henri Ngomo hasn't been really an impact player thus far.
No, but he's very good with the ball. So if they do if they allow him to get loose, he'll score. But it's time will tell with this one. It's going to be a very interesting last half of the chukker. And that's Jack Richardson coming out. There's Kenneth Lau and Steve Clark again in the back. Steve Evans in the background. And there's Richard Lepore with the grey helmet. That's actually Diego Solzano there in the background, the Mexican player, probably giving him a few words of encouragement and saying, I was here yesterday, mate. Go hard, run strong.
And Richard Lepore, they will give him a chance to jump on the pony, stretch himself out. You can see him trying to get the blood and adrenaline flowing. Again, colder climates, you know, you don't exactly warm up quickly.
No, Lucky's from England.
Yeah.
He knows all about colder climates.
Again, England and France, 3 apiece here in the fourth chukker. The Chile team waiting for the winner of this fourth and final quarterfinal. We're at the Metropolitan Polo Club in Tianjin, China. Fortune Heights Snow Polo World Cup 2014. We're at the halfway mark. Adam, you've been here for over a week now, covering the round robin stage of this 16-goal tournament.
Certainly have. It's been a lot of fun. Although I must say, as I've said before, the Metropolitan Polo Club here and the Fortune Heights have left no stone unturned, but I must say one of my most favourite things about this tournament would have to be the hot chocolate. Yes. The hot chocolate is to die for. And especially when it's 0 degrees here and we're out on the balcony with our earphones on, it's a very good cup to have delivered to your table. As we see Richard Lepore.
As you said, the Metropolitan Polo Club again setting a benchmark, I would say, for polo around the world. I mean, with the world-class clubhouse and facilities, and the growth of China or the growth of polo in China, notable with clubs in Beijing, Tianjin, Shanghai, and others to be developed, really trying to adopt not only make an impression with the sport, but polo as a lifestyle, and teaching equestrian pursuits to children, grassroots development, not only for polo but for riding.
Exactly, and I think that, you know, the Chinese polo community are very conscious that it is a very good sport for the Chinese people to embrace, and you can travel the world and get a lot of experience and meet new people and create new relationships in business and friendships. So I think it's a great initiative, and it's one that should be really encouraged. And you know, the support here for all the nations, and FIP, the Federation of International Polo, have seen how keen the people here are at the Metropolitan Polo Club, and you know, they've embracing that as well and supporting it by bringing 12 nations here. And I'm sure there's a few more that were on the list that would love to come.
We're back to action now. We're at 3:40 remaining, fourth chukker. It's all even with Richard Lepore joining the fray.
Let's see if this will be Richie Lepore's first hit of the ball. Lovely back shot there by Ngumu, hitting it straight onto the stick of Rigaud. Rigaud doesn't get enough on it and left behind by Del Foss. The ball sitting in a bit of a hole there. Ngumu now, as I said before, very handy with the stick and has lots of ball skills here now, but it'll be the physicality of the English that they've got to have to get past now, with Rigaud getting into some space, and he's now over the advantage line, heading deep down into his half. And there's Lepore with a near side play on Rigaud and backing it straight onto the stick of Jack Richardson. Can't do much with it though. Now he backs it, comes off the legs of Del Foss for France. Now Rigaud tries to take it around the back. Who's there? Lepore, and he's got the foul against him. Del Foss coming up the line, yeah.
So penalty awarded to France. Clement Del Foss with possession here. We're having another look-see. You can see Richard Lepore.
So
it looks like we've the unfortunate news, Max Rutledge having lost 2 teeth.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Terrible. Yeah, I saw Alan Kent there putting his hand under. Oh, and we've got a fall. The whistle will go. It's Max Charlton. They won't blow the whistle, or will they?
Whistle's gone, and Charlton with their reserve player already on the pitch. And we just, this could...
Let's have a look at the replay of this one. So we've got Rigaud taking the... Oh, the pony's spun around and he's just popped off. I don't know what happened there.
He just reared on him.
And he's landed awkwardly. So nothing going right for the English at the moment. It's all falling apart. And as he was hitting the deck, we were getting the news that Max Charlton looks like Max Rutledge has lost 2 teeth. So
we're at 2:44 remaining. And actually, the penalty was awarded to England, France. So now 3 apiece, everything to play for.
Richardson hitting it out to space, gets it to Charlton. Rigaud just pushes it forward past Richard Lepore, who cleverly just taps it back inside there. Now Jack Richardson tells him to leave it. A big write-off by Del Foss. That was a great play there. Who'll get back there first? Richard Lepore has to get past Rigaud. He does. Now Rigaud picks up the second play, concedes the first, goes to the second, then reads it very well. Now he's got control and he's still well inside. The snow getting quite soft and chopped up here. 0 degrees at Tianjin, and it'll be Ngumu for France now. Inside their half, but still a fair way out from goal. Let's see if Briard can do something here to bring this one. Oh, lovely. Look at the approach shot here. That is the goal of the tournament to put them in front by 1. He said, I don't have a lot of time left on the clock. I'm going to chance my arm. And he has done an absolutely amazing goal to curl that one around. And now we'll look at the quick replay here. Look at this. I thought he'd lay it up. I think he was thinking he might just get it in front of the goal mouth, but it has sailed straight through the middle, and that is an amazing goal for France. So that'll put them 1 up, and things going right for France while things aren't going so good for England at the moment.
So France a nose ahead, 1:20 remaining in this game.
Again, unlucky bounce for Jack Richardson there as it comes off Ngumu's pony's leg. Richardson tries to bring it back in and around. It's probably not the sort of surface that you want to try and tap too much in this field. And you can see anytime they go for the small tap, the field beats them. So they probably need to be hitting bigger and longer and trying to get this ball up into the danger zone. So now Richardson. See, now he's found a hole. You can see that it's very hard, and hits it up there now. Trying to find a sweet spot here is Del Foss for France. Going to get the deflection off the board. France up by 1 with 40 seconds left on the clock, but it's England in attack.
And the whistle goes.
And the whistle does go.
And you could see J.J. Alberti asking him not to tap that ball. He warned him to strike at it, although it was stuck in a bit of a rut.
He tried to pull it out of the hole before he played at it.
And we have 37 seconds remaining.
This looks very bad for England and very good for France. Whistle. Oh, see, again, as soon as they tap it, they've just got to unload it. And that's another one. Same penalty. It's almost the identical penalty.
So again, called against Rigaud, which certainly at this stage, being a goal up, not a mistake that he wants to make.
Doesn't look good for France. Umpire's moving the ball up to the 30-yard line.
So penalty awarded to England with 31 seconds remaining.
Oh, I can't sit down. It's too exciting, Tori. Can England equalise here with 31 seconds left on the clock? Another nail-biter here at the Golden Metropolitan Polo Club.
Looks like this, yes, this goal can be defended.
They can defend this. They will want to have their wits about them to do it. I haven't seen many defended, and the ones that do, sometimes they go out over the back line and they get another shot. So it's, let's see if Briac can keep this one out for France.
Max Charlton.
He's equalised. 30 seconds left on the clock. France now with an opportunity to get this up the other end. I can't imagine them playing a small shot here. It'll be just very big clearing shots and get it up into the block hole. There's the shot that they needed, straight onto Ngumu's stick, but he's still a long way out. He's way out there on the right-hand side. Jack Richardson, and the whistle has gone.
Against Jack Richardson.
It looks it.
Ngumu appealing for a penalty.
Ngumu created the foul, and they're saying that I'm not sure what the penalty is for. So he's left the line here. So Richardson then goes in. Oh, that's a. I think some of the players are a bit curious as to what this one's for.
So the umpires had a brief discussion. There's no clarity over.
8 seconds between.
Or is it a spot hit for England?
It might be, because maybe Ngumu came behind the saddle there. He might have deemed that he came in behind the saddle.
But with only 8 seconds on the clock, I sense that we're looking at
looks unlikely, doesn't it?
Penalty shootout to determine our fourth and final semi-finalist.
Yep, it looks very unlikely here that we will be. Oh, here we go. Oh, unlucky. And Del Foss is off his horse. It is all happening here. And the hooter has gone. Oh, he went for it and he's missed it. And
we've got a loose pony as well.
A loose pony and a loose mallet. The mallet's gone flying. We've got one English player without 2 teeth. And what a game of polo here this afternoon. So we are going into a penalty shootout now to decide again who will be going into. Let's have a look here. You might even see Del Foss come off his pony here. Have a look. He spins. Oh, oh.
A rearing pony.
You know, if in Australia, if you come off like that and you don't say getting off, you've got to buy a case of beer.
So we've had it all in this game.
We've had it all.
2 teeth
Thrills
out, 2
and
players
spills
on the ground.
We've had 2, that's right, 2 players on the ground. And that was even as well. 1 English, one French. And 1 missing 2 teeth, which is very unfortunate.
Del Foss, he looks fine and moving himself back towards the pony line as we prepare for yet another penalty shootout. Well, you couldn't have asked for a closer game.
I know.
We've had 2 penalty shootouts today. 2 quarterfinals, 2 shootouts to determine our semi-finalist.
And this is what we came here for. We came here for excitement. We came here for action, and we have it, ladies and gentlemen. It has been an absolutely brilliant day out here on the snow. And third man umpire Steve Evans going out to the centre to officiate the penalty shootout to tee up the balls. Stable manager or director here, Derek Reed, will bring the balls out.
If you're just joining us, we're in live action on Now Sports, the Fortune Heights Snow Polo World Cup. This is the 4th quarterfinal. We started just over a week and a half ago with 12 teams. We're down to 5, looking to determine our 4th and final semifinalists. Teams waiting in the semifinal round: Hong Kong, China, having themselves won in a penalty shootout yesterday against the USA. Brazil and Chile also victorious. It's 4-all after regulation, England and France. We've had quite a dramatic quarterfinal. Here's some of the highlights from that match.
Yeah, this is Del Foss taking it around. He wove some magic here, that's for sure. He got through one and then evaded the hook of Jack Richardson to put that one through, and he was very excited to get that one away.
Really set the tempo for the game there.
It did.
England just tapping that one through. Again, we had the unfortunate scenario, Max Rutledge, and I'm sure we'll have a look at that. Rutledge having an unfortunate injury and being replaced by Richard Lepore, but here are highlights from the earlier stages of this match. And the French team sneaking another through. That was Clement Del Foss.
He played a great game, really, like up till now out of the field, and Jack Richardson always plays solid, and he was in everything here today.
Their goal from Max Charlton, again making his mark. Here's a penalty that was awarded to France, defended, but again high and hook that one through the goalpost. Hopefully we'll get another shot of that tremendous goal from distance. There it is.
Here, look at this. Yeah, that's an amazing goal. That's almost the goal of the tournament.
Certainly a goal, and that was the equalizer from England, which is taking us to where we are at this stage.
And there's Max Charlton down behind the goals.
Again,
all rugged up.
Fortunately, I'm sure that he'll be seeking some medical, well, not medical attention, some dental work.
Dental attention. You got to give him points for toughness, because he's back out there.
So what we will see is, again, all 6 players, 3 on each team, having a shot at goal.
And that's Jack Richardson on screen, the number 2 for England. And the ball has been teed up. The FIP officials down there, Peter Bush in the garden.
Steve Evans, the referee, putting the ball on the spot.
Looks like it'll be England to go first with Max Charlton. Hits it cleanly.
The post.
Puts the pressure back on to the French.
You could not have asked for better quarterfinal results. 3 of the 4 now have gone to penalty shootouts.
Down to the wire.
Shows you the evenness of these teams.
Briac Rigaud for France. Ooh, only just, but it's good enough.
Did sneak that one through just inside the right post.
You just see his backswing here, Tori. It isn't all that straight. See how he brings the mallet out wide of the horse. It's not ideal. You want to try and keep that pendulum very straight and parallel with your pony when you're coming in. And that could be why the ball skewed off to the left a little bit there. So his right, our left. But now Jack Richardson on the paint horse. He makes certain of that one.
That one through, yes. Just bouncing across the...
Only probably about 2 meters further than Sam Hopkinson's one from earlier.
I think these players will have observed the Sam Hopkinson penalty shot as well as the French penalty take earlier.
That's right.
Right.
Henri Nagumu.
pop his through as well. We're at 2 apiece.
These players have been really concentrating on getting these penalty shootouts right. And just early on in the tournament, there was a lot more errors coming through in the penalty shootouts, and they've worked out very quickly. Let's see what the replacement player, Richard Lepore for England, will do now. Oh, and it's gone wide to the left.
So, that being said, now France actually has a chance to win this quarterfinal match. It's, again, pity Richard Lepore facing Max Rutledge. Now Clement Delfosse. It's up
to win it for France.
To win it for France, yes.
Oh!
And Delfosse misses his.
We have had everything in this game now. We have had everything. And it has hit the post and gone wide.
So at this stage, we go again.
We go again.
Penalty shootout.
But this time now, it's sudden death. So if one French player gets the first one in and one English player misses the second, then France wins, and vice versa.
So it's sudden death.
But the opposing team can now block. So you can't hit these easy, gentle shots just across the line, because it'll be cleared out of there by the defender.
So you can nominate one player to sit in the goal mouth.
And Rigaud now will be the man of the moment. And try and, so what this does is encourage these players to now hit bigger and harder and over the defender.
Max Charlton first up for England.
Pressure's on. And it's gone wide. Okay, so if France get this, France win. If France miss, the next players then go around.
So for the second time in this game, France with a chance to advance to the semi-finals against Chile. Again, Clement Delfosse missing his penalty shot, which would have put France through as a second opportunity. This one to be taken by Briot Rigaud. Jack Richardson in the goal mouth for England.
There we go. Hits it. It's gone wide. So we go to another round. We go to the next English player.
They're hooking it to the right there. Again, the ball being lighter than your standard polo ball. But we will continue this until we have a winner at this stage.
Until one falters more or less than the other. But you'll see in some of the earlier footage, I'm not sure if you caught up with it, Tommy Biddle, who has a habit of hooking them quite badly to the right, actually aims his pony and the ball at the left-hand goalpost when he comes in. Here we go, Jack Richardson. He hits it, gets it through. So now
France must make this to stay in the game.
To stay in, and it looks like it'll be Ngumu on the Palomino. Look at him; he's very, very happy with himself. Jack Richardson there.
So England noses ahead, 3-2 in this penalty shootout.
It's got to hurt too for Rigaud to actually get something on that and still not be able to stop it. So the pressure now on Ngumu. Edge of your seat stuff here at Tianjin at the Fortune Heights Snow Polo World Cup quarterfinals to see who goes through to the semi-finals. And Jack Richardson not only scores the winning goal, but keeps out the losing goal of France, and it will be England going through to the semi-finals on Saturday.
There's the final penalty shot. You can see Jack Richardson, they are elated. France having 2 opportunities to win.
Yep.
England victorious.
And a great result for England. They had one player came off. They've had another one lose 2 teeth. They've had the substitute come on. And through all the adversity, the English team have stuck together. They have concentrated and relaxed their penalty shooting and have come out with a victory. So at the end of the penalty shootout, it is 7 goals to England and to beating France to 6. And the English players are ecstatic and very happy. Great result for Max Rutledge. And we'll go to the break now with England winning the final quarterfinals game here today at Tianjin.